Here we go. This is how you merge onto the interstate. But just to give you an idea of the pull. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're finally going to talk about the Tesla that I got for $200. And I know all of you clicking on this already know there's some sort of clickbait behind this, and there is and there's not. So yes and no, a little clickbait, but not entirely. I did get the car for $200, but, and sorry for the airplanes that fly over, we're by the Air Force Base. I did get it for $200, but because I decided to keep it for 3 days, it actually cost me around $600 because I loved it so much. So I'm going to tell you, Toro is where I got the car. I'm going to go ahead and spoiler alert right now, but don't click off the video yet. There's a reason I rented this, and I bet half of you have already figured out why. I wouldn't go and spend that kind of money on a car with no reason. I'm going to show you around the car. We're going to do a couple little polls in it, and I'm going to tell you my personal opinion, what I think about things I've learned about it. So for $200 a day, I was able to get this off of the Toro platform. I'm going to have a link in the description, a link in the comment section for you guys so you can try out Toro for yourself. And disclaimer, this is not sponsored. No, it's not. But if you click the link, it will give me, I don't know how much in ride credits I get, so I can rent other cool cars. They've got a BMW i8 locally. They got a Maserati Gran Turismo out here locally. They got some cool cars. So when you take your first ride, when you rent your first car, I'll get a little bit of a credit so that I can go rent a cool car to show you. No, I'm not doing a Doug DeMuro, not exactly, but this is an interesting and quirky vehicle. I want one. I decided after the fiasco with the Corvette, so many of you are asking what's going on with the Corvette. The Corvette is, well, we got legal with it. Let's just put it that way. And that's about all I can say about it. We are going to fight this. We are going to try to give the car back as a lemon because I don't want it anymore. So I was looking for the replacement for the Vet, and I'm like, what do I want to replace the Vet? Well, I contacted my credit union. I said, hey, you know, I've got issues with my Vet. It's tied up. It's not even here. I don't even have it. I'm still paying for it. I want to go buy something else. They said, Randy, we'll give you $65,000 to go buy another car. So I started looking for things in the $65,000 price range, and this popped up. This is a Tesla 100D, which means dual motor. This is not a P100D. P is for performance, but this is a long range. So how far do you get to a charge? 350 miles. Of course, all dependent upon how you drive. This has the panoramic glass roof. This has those beautiful rims. They're like a turban looking rim, sort of. I think those are just the base factory rims. They look great. I love them. If there's wind noise, I do apologize. This has the adaptive suspension, adaptive steering, everything. It raises, lowers. It's got autopilot. As you see, the door handle's just self-presented because I walked up to the car. Okay. It's dirty. I didn't clean it for you guys because this is what a Tesla that's being used and driven is going to look like. It's going to look just like this. I didn't go and clean it up for you. So for those of you who are going to get mad about that, I mean, I guess I apologize, but not really. If you're going to have one of these, I assume you're going to drive it, and you need to know this is obsidian black. This is the color that's going to get the dirtiest, the quickest, the hardest to maintain, and it's going to show the most flaws and defects. So you've got this nice little hatchback here, as you can see, and this folds up. You've got storage down below, which I thought was kind of cool. You got your Tesla charging cable, so you can plug it into your house, which charges very slowly. Self-lowering as well. Now this thing does 0 to 60 in something like 3.7 seconds, 4 seconds, either 3.7 or 4 seconds. And this is not the performance model, which means it does not have Ludicrous. Okay, Ludicrous is a part of the performance model, and I'm actually looking at going down to a couple dealerships today and looking at a performance model. Unfortunately, I can't find any P100Ds local to me. So I'm looking at a P90D, which does have Ludicrous, does 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. There's your back seat, very roomy. That's what really impresses me about this car is, and because it's got autopilot and adaptive cruise and all that other stuff, you've got cameras here. You've got a camera in the fender here. All right, you've got cameras, obviously, if I can get the glare out of your eyes, right there. You've got your parking sensors up front, parking sensors in the rear. I have yet to open the frunk, but I'm going to real quick because I want to show you guys and I want to kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, so sorry for teasing you all with the Instagram posts and Facebook posts, but it is what it is. Let's open that. There we go. It is open. Everything is controlled from this center screen right here, which is kind of insane. I know a lot of you are wondering what it's like to drive this daily. Well, I've been driving it daily for 3 days because I wanted to know if this is something I could live with, especially considering, oh, looky there. We've got a first aid kit, a couple umbrellas, there we go. So a lot of you are wondering, like, what is it like to daily drive? And that's the question I had. I'm not going to go dropping $60,000, $70,000 on a car that I can't drive because it has to be charged all the time. By the way, the charging port is right here. You open it from the inside, just like you do with everything else. You come in here, click on the car icon, and you click right there. So the charging port's now open. There's your battery. You can set limits to charge it not all the way, supercharging. I have used the superchargers, and they are phenomenal. Guys, I think a lot of you that dislike the Tesla, there's your charging port, dislike it for the wrong reasons. Whoa, that wind. Boy, oh boy. So we'll close the charging port now. All right, there we go. And back to the navigation. So I think a lot of you dislike the Tesla for the wrong reasons. A lot of you have been saying the body panel gaps are horrible. Not on this one. Maybe on the old ones, but the newer ones, the body panel gaps seem to be just fine on them. The range isn't far enough. This is a long-range model. It'll go 350 miles to a charge, so that's plenty. There's nowhere to plug it in. Not true. Oklahoma is one of the most remote places for Tesla superchargers. We have one in Oklahoma City. We have one in Ardmore. I believe we may have one in Tulsa. So if you need to supercharge, you can do that. I've been, personally, I've been plugging it in at the house, literally, with an extension cord, only charging at 6 amps, and I'm able to charge 20 or so % overnight, like it's nothing. I've been able to keep this car at 100% every day when I wake up in the morning between using a supercharger for free. So here's the thing, to buy one of these newer used, you get like a $7,500 tax credit. That's money right back in your pocket off the price of the car. Maintenance, that's another big one. I believe there are 24 moving parts to this car as far as the drivetrain, powertrain is concerned, compared to a traditional vehicle that has over 2,000 moving parts. So as far as mechanical longevity, things breaking down, needing regular mechanical service or maintenance, there is none, guys. It's like, think about this. If you were an Uber driver, this is the perfect car for you because you can supercharge technically for free. Commercially, you're not supposed to, but since you buy the car as an individual, technically, you could supercharge for free. One of the biggest expenses for a rideshare driver is gasoline. The next one is maintenance. There's no maintenance. There's no gasoline. You can literally drive for free, and it's phenomenal. There's no transmission flushes. There's no oil changes. There's brake pads, but because this has regenerative braking, you don't really use them. You can stop this car without ever hitting the brakes. You just let off the gas. You learn the car. You know, it's a new type of vehicle, so you have to learn it. But once you learn it, you can let off the gas, and the car will literally come to a stop on its own. That's not with Autopilot. Without using Autopilot, it does that on its own. So the car is obviously a premium car, and it comes with a premium price tag. But I can get something similar to this. In fact, I can get one twice as fast as this for $65,000 to $70,000 used with 23,000 miles on the odometer. That's not much more than my Corvette cost. Twice as fast as my, okay, not twice as fast, I'm exaggerating. This does 0 to 60, or the one I'm looking at, the P90D, will do 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. The Corvette does it in like 3.7 seconds. So no gas, no maintenance. Imagine that. No oil changes, no transmission flushes, nothing. It just drives. And they come with factory like 4-year, 100,000 mile warranty. The batteries themselves come with, I don't remember what the battery's lifespan is, but they give you so many years, like, is it 10 years, 7 years or something on the batteries. how do you beat that? They guarantee the battery will not lose 30% of its capacity over the course of the warranty, or they replace it. No gas, no maintenance. How do you not like a car like that? The best part for me, though, is it's a Tesla. This is a fully functioning 4-door with 2 trunks car that you can use daily. It's not like a Corvette where you can only fit 2 people and maybe a suitcase in the back. You can fit your whole family in here and they can all go with you and hit 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds together. You can experience that together and enjoy it together. So yes, I understand the price tag is a little steep on these, but with the tax credit for buying an EV, with free gasoline, technically, I'm calling it gasoline, free energy to drive, no maintenance, I think that more than makes up for it. And Teslas have been proven to be very reliable vehicles. Their resale value is also very high. They hold their value very well. They do not depreciate nearly as quickly as, say, my Corvette. So I don't want to buy a new one. A new one, I already built one on Tesla's website. A new one's about $130,000. I'm not prepared to drop that kind of coin and lose the depreciation as I did on the Vet. So I'm going to buy a used one, and I'm going to go looking for one today, and that is why I rented this car. I rented this car so that I could try it before I buy it, make sure this is something I could drive daily. We drove this car down to the auto auction headquarters, which is over an hour away, drove it there and back, and boy, we were not easy. We also used Autopilot, and when we got back, we still had 52% of the battery remaining. So that's enough talking. Hopefully now you understand why I rented this. If you want to use the Toro app to rent cars like this for yourself, they've got all kinds of awesome cars on the Toro platform. Not sponsored. Click the link, rent one for yourself, and we'll do this again, maybe with a BMW i8 or a Quattroporte, or sorry, not a Quattroporte, a Gran Turismo next. So now I think it's time to get it on the road, and I'll show you a 0 to 60 pull. By the way, the lady that rented this to me informed me that she drives it pretty hard. She even offered to race me in my Corvette, and I was like, no, this car would stop my Corvette, so that's not going to happen. I told her that I'm looking to buy one of these, and she said, go out and play with it. She said, don't be afraid of it. You can hammer on it. She said, enjoy it. So that's what we're going to do. But we're not going to try to burn tires or anything like that at all. We're just going to get it out on the road, go for a little drive, and show you some 0 to 60s. I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, so how do you drive a Tesla? How do you start the car? There's no push to start. There's no keys. You simply put your foot on the brake like that, and the car automatically is ready to go. It has a Mercedes-style shifter right here. Hopefully you can see that down there. You just put it in drive and take your foot off the brake, and then the car does nothing because I have regenerative braking at its maximum, so it's got some drag to it. All right, so we're gonna go cruise around. Well, I wish I could show you Jessica's reactions to this car, because boy, those were, she was impressed. All right, I don't know if we'll be able to get it up to 60 here, but just to give you an idea of the pull. Okay, that's, you try not to scream over there? Oh man, okay. I'm hoping we can find a little straightaway where we can get from 0 to 60. I'm telling you, this is the only car that I have ever driven that is enjoyable at the speed limit. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, I'm going to give you an idea here, okay? So you can be going under the speed limit, like the speed limit's 45 here. All right, so we're going 25, and yeah, boy, it's 20. Now it's boring, boring, boring. Then, well, we sped. Damn. It's that, like, how long was that? We pushed the gas, and it's like, I have, honest to God, it's fun on the highway too, but I truly have the most fun driving in the city. It's so enjoyable, and I can't tell you how many people pull up next to you and they want to rev their gasoline engines, right? And they're making all this noise and racket. This car doesn't say anything. This car doesn't do anything. It just sits there, and when the light turns green, you hit the gas and you quickly and quietly leave the competition in the dirt with their jaw on the ground, wondering what in the hell just happened because they just spent $50,000 on a Challenger that just got smoked by an electric car. Now, you guys know I love my electric cars, okay? I'm not suddenly turning into a gasoline car hater. I mean, I love my gasoline cars. I think I said that wrong. I love my gasoline cars, and I always will. There's something about the noise, you know, the exhaust, the squealing tires, the sound, the feel. I'll never stop loving my gasoline cars, but at the same time, I am old enough and wise enough to know when something better comes along and have respect for it. And until you have driven one of these and experienced the instant torque of one of these, please don't come on here saying how horrible Teslas are, how you can't drive them because they have no range. They do have range. Superchargers are popping up everywhere, and you can literally drive these cars for free. No, I'm not a tree hugger. No, I'm not overly concerned about the environment. Okay, so that's not part of the consideration. Now watch this. Here we go. This is how you merge onto the interstate. There you go. Handles like a dream. Truly. Regenerative braking is on, and it's kind of at its maximum, recharging those batteries now. We're in Mexico, of course. 3 beeps to Mexico. Look at that. The car is phenomenal. It handles wonderfully. It's like, you ever seen two dudes get in a fight? You know, you always got one guy running his mouth. You know, one guy is just yapping, talking about what he's going to do. I'm going to beat your... You know, all he does is talk. And then you got the other guy that just stands there and knocks the other dude out. You know, dude's in the middle of talking, and he just knocks him out. That's what a Tesla is. A Tesla is that quiet car that just sits there while the other car is rambling on, screaming its tires, making loud noises out of the exhaust. This car is just patiently waiting, and then it's going to knock your D in the dirt. It's that simple. So while I do still love and appreciate my gasoline cars, and I always will, I absolutely love and appreciate the Tesla for its capabilities as well. This thing is ridiculously fast. It's truly unbelievable. And this is not the performance model. Like this is a dual motor 100 Tesla Model S. That's insane. So I can't imagine right now what the performance model with 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds is going to be like. But I do plan on going and test driving one today. So please forgive me for teasing you guys. And any of you that came out and you saw me in person, I feel like I kind of lied to you. And I want to apologize for that, but I did not want word getting out. I really wanted this video to do well, and I didn't want anybody coming out ahead of time and being like, no, it's a rental. So I do apologize for any deception that you may be feeling right now, but there was a reason behind it. So we're going to jump on the highway here, and I'm going to try to do a 0 to 60 pull for you, assuming we can get on here with no traffic so you can see like real world. Obviously, I'm leaving all of the traction control, everything on stock. We're not doing anything different. I'm not going to rush it around these corners here, even though I'm sure it can handle it. There's no traffic anywhere behind me, and it doesn't look like there's any traffic coming. So we're going to stop right here by the on-ramp. All right, and we're just going to launch the thing from 0 to 60. Am I clear?
No.
I am now. Ready? There you go. And that's that. Now, you okay, Jessica? Well, can I show you on camera? No. I know there's going to be those of you that want to hate on the car. You hate Tesla for one reason or another, and that's fine. I respect however you feel about the car, but I do plan on getting one of these. Hopefully by the time I get back to the house, my pre-approval letter will be in my inbox, so I can start going to the dealerships and using that as a bargaining chip to try to negotiate prices down a little bit. They're kind of proud of their Teslas out here. In fact, the crazy thing is I found one that I really wanted, a P90D, on Tesla's website, and they were only asking $62,499 for it, whereas the local dealer's got a P90D that they're wanting $70,000 for. So if I can get them down to about $65,000, I'll be happy. And I think for the money, you're not going to get a better car. I don't think you're going to find a more reliable car for $65,000 that is free, almost free to drive, that doesn't require maintenance. So I'm really excited about this. I want to do trips so I can show you guys that we can actually take trips in these cars. If you're interested in seeing the Tesla, hit that thumbs up button. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So the next little thing I want to show you is Autopilot. I mean, I would be crazy to have a car with Autopilot and not show you. And yes, the one I'm looking at also has Autopilot, although I don't totally trust it. The steering wheel turns gray on there and lets you know that you are capable of using Autopilot. There's a stick down here. You pull it twice. Autopilot is now engaged. My hands are now off the wheel. And if you notice, the roads here are really horrible. There's barely any painted lines left. The roads have potholes and cracks all over them. And again, there is no hands on the wheel. The car is actually driving itself. The car in front of us is slowing down, and the car is now braking automatically. Oh, okay. Okay, so Autopilot's not perfect. This car does like to, it's a little hard on the brakes. I just want you to see that she is driving herself. And it's doing a really good job of it. Now, it does make me nervous. You got to keep a little, occasionally you do have to put pressure on the steering wheel. You're not supposed to take your hands off the wheel, okay? But let's be real, everybody does it. So you can see how bad the lines are on the road. Like they're pretty rough. And even here, it does just fine. Now, I don't think it comes to a stop on its own. There's a stop sign coming up here. I'm gonna have my foot ready at the brake. We got a truck slowing down. The car is stopping on its own, on its own. Jeez, Tesla. Let's see. Nope, it's trying to run the stop sign. Okay. Hey, we stopped. We are at a complete stop. I had to take over. So apparently, that's something I was wondering about too, is does the car stop itself? No, it does not. It does not. Sees a stop sign, blows right through it. We'll turn, Autopilot's restricted under 45. Is that what it's saying? Let's turn it off and let's try this again. There we go. Auto steer is temporarily unavailable. Okay. Auto steer speed restricted to 45. Oh, because is that the speed limit or something? So it won't violate the speed limit? What kind of BS is that? Keep in mind, guys, I still haven't learned this car completely. I'm still learning a lot about it. And that's why I wanted to share my initial experience and reaction with you guys. In case you're on the fence about buying a Tesla and you've never driven one, neither have I. It is one hell of a learning curve, especially when you got cars up there like crossing the street and it's on autopilot, steering itself. It's a little scary. You'll notice I do keep my hand close to the steering wheel. We're going around a curve right now. All right, here we go. Oh God, oh God, oh God. It did it. It's nerve-wracking. What is it stopping for? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Whew. There's no line here. Can it do it? It did it. Yeah? I think. Hold on. You're nervous. It's fine, dear. It's doing it on its own. It's fine. She's freaking out over here, man. She's freaking out. I don't blame her, because there are literally lines missing all over the road here, and the car is still managing to steer itself. Okay. So listen, the whole autopilot thing, it is a very cool feature to play with. I would not ever trust it, rely on it to where I'm paying no attention to the road. I would always be paying attention to what's going on in front of me and have my hands ready at the pedals, or have my hands ready at the pedals. Have my hands ready at the wheel, have my foot ready at the gas and the brake pedal. But autopilot is a very cool feature. It's not something I feel is necessary for me when I'm looking for a Tesla to purchase, because that is an additional package that costs additional money. I don't need that. I'm fine driving the car the way it was meant to be driven, by me, myself. I trust me more than I trust the car. So autopilot is not a necessity, but it seems like most of the higher end Teslas that I'm looking at, they just come with it. and that's just the way it is. You know, you don't really get to pick and choose too much when you're looking for a used Tesla. There aren't that many around me for sale. So I guess that's going to about wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed renting this Tesla, and I look forward to hopefully being able to go out and pick one up for myself in the next couple days and bring that to you guys on the channel. This thing is great. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at the car because it's like, wow, it's beautiful. I'm not sure that I like the obsidian black. I mean, I do like black, but it's such a hard color to take care of, a hard color to maintain. That's kind of that would be a downer for me. I would prefer, I don't really like white either. I don't really care for the red or the blue. They have like a kind of a charcoal gray color that I think looks absolutely amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah, don't forget about that. Don't forget about the charger. This thing will be ready for paint soon. I'm gonna go shopping, guys. I'm gonna see if I can find something that I like. Comment below, tell me what you think. If you think you want to see a Tesla on the channel, hit the thumbs up button. And if you don't care to see a Tesla on the channel, hit the thumbs down button. Drop your comments down below. Personally, I really do enjoy the car just as much as I enjoy my gasoline cars. In fact, I enjoy it a little bit more because of how practical it is. It is a very capable and practical car. You wouldn't expect that kind of speed, that kind of torque out of a sedan hatchback. You don't expect it, and then you hit the gas and it blows your mind. It's like, wow, this is faster than a Corvette, faster than a Camaro SS, and it's practically free to drive. It's quiet. It has 4 doors. It seats 5 people and has 2 trunks. And just so you guys can see, I do have it plugged in to my house right here. I've got the cord run over to the front porch. It doesn't like extension cords, but it will charge on one. It just charges it like half the speed versus if you had plugged it into a regular outlet without a cord. Once again, any of you wanting to try out Turo and rent a car on that platform, I highly recommend it. I've been using Turo for years as a place to rent my cars out. I stopped doing that, at least for the time being, and right now I'm just using it to try out cars that I've always wanted to drive. And that's the thing, like, maybe you can't afford a BMW i8. I can't either. But you know what? I can afford $175 on Turo to rent one for a day and have some fun, enjoy it, play with it, you know, pull up, have my neighbors be like, wow. Turo is a great platform to rent cars that either you can't afford or you're just determined you're not going to afford them because you've got more sense than to spend that kind of money on a car. Turo is a great platform. There'll be a link in the description, link in the comment section. And I'm going to get out of here, guys. Let me know what you thought about the Tesla. And I am going to go shopping for one right now. Take care, everybody. I will see you all very soon in the next one.